Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Lisa's Love and Light. How are you guys doing today? I know it's Monday, it's cloudy out. Um, thank you all for being here today. What time is it? It's about 2:35. Wanted to get on here a little earlier, but I had some things to take care of. But I am here today, guys, and I hope you guys had a great weekend. I hope you guys are doing good and that these messages are really helping you. So, welcome, new subscribers. Welcome to all subscribers, but thank you, new subscribers, for recently subscribing to the channel. I really appreciate that. I'm hoping that these messages resonate with you because everything I talk about here is my own experiences. So I'm not a therapist or social worker of any kind. I talk from a space of my own experiences about what I've gone through and how I've gotten through them. And if it resonates with you, keep showing up, guys, because, like I said, none of this is easy. It's a lot of things that we have to deal with in life today, but there's ways that we can get through them. We don't have to stay stuck and stagnated in negative and toxic situations. There is a way out. So let's tune into this message today. So, the title today of this topic of discussion is Transmute the Toxicity and Give It to God, and He will do the rest. And sometimes when you get on this journey to heal and you decide, okay, I had enough of the toxicity, I had enough of the negativity, because maybe it's not your toxicity, it belongs to somebody else. And those individuals come into your life and they bring the drama, the negativity, and toxicity with them. They carry that with them and they somehow transmute that to your life, and you don't have anything to do with these things sometimes. And due to no fault of your own, you're in the midst of it. And so, and I found myself in those situations with family and with friends, so-called friends, and other situations that just bring toxicity to your life. And what I had to do after taking the first step to, do therapy, and I still do therapy weekly, on Zoom. I meet with my therapist. And the first step I had to do, guys, is do a pro and con list. Because he never tells me you have to do this or that. He always makes suggestions. And one of the suggestions that my therapist made is to do a pro and con list of individuals in your life. And as I did that, I noticed, the toxicity because the cons were outweighing the pros. And so therefore I had to make a decision, based on that. And the decision was to set boundaries. That was the first step that I did, was to set boundaries. And as I set boundaries, respect is a big thing for me. I try to respect other people. I'm not perfect. I have my faults. And if I do something wrong to someone, I'm quick to apologize and acknowledge it and correct it, because I am on this journey to heal all these things. And so I'm quick to do that. Some people are not, but anyway, what I do is set boundaries. And sometimes people don't like boundaries, especially when they're used to taking from you, using you, and creating drama or whatever. And they don't like the boundaries. And so what happens next is I reiterate the boundaries by saying, hey, I set boundaries and this is how it has to be. And this is where I'm at in my life. I'm on this journey to heal. And when they keep disrespecting the boundaries, then the next step for me is to cut off, block, and delete. And I have no problem doing that now. At first, I did. I used to cry about it because some of these people are in my life since I was 7, 8 years old. And, but disrespect is huge for me. I don't, because people are showing who they truly are when they continue to disrespect you. And I don't allow it. And as you grow and get on this journey to heal, you won't allow it either. You'll start to understand this. Um, and sometimes when you're serious about healing and you start this journey and you set these boundaries and people don't like it, um, they start to lie on you. What I felt, I'm going to talk from my own perspective. But if this resonates with you, please stay with me, because sometimes these messages are going to resonate with you, other times they won't. Sometimes this is something that you might be going through or you might have already gone through. When people don't like boundaries, in my case, what they were doing is spreading lies and rumors. Real malicious rumors and lies about me. And when they got back to me at first on this healing journey, when I started, I used to cry about it because I thought these people really cared about me. But when you get on a journey to heal, you change your life for the better. All these things they were saying, I was never that, and I never did those things. But it's their way of getting back at me for setting boundaries. And I have a right to set boundaries in my life. I don't want the toxicity or the drama. And so do you. If you guys decide to set boundaries because you want to heal and you want peace in your life, you have a right to do that. No one can tell you you can't do that. That's crazy to me. So, when the rumors started and the malicious lies, and I would just go into prayer with God and talk to him about it. So then when that wasn't working, they were behind the scenes trying to make it work. Let me give you an example about something. Someone from my past who I don't want to be connected to anymore, and they know why, and etc. and so forth, right? I have a business page, or I'm going to say I had a business page on Facebook where I talk about, because in college, shortly after college, I started this, where I talk about resolutions, especially, when you're dealing with things at the workplace and just in general, resolutions and conflict, how to minimize them. And, and I was helping people with that. And somebody from my past was constantly going to that page and reporting things that I was doing that I wasn't doing. And then what they were doing is pretending to be me by using my picture from that page to go and, how do you say, you know, like I would go and talk to people about the services that the business offered. So they would do it by email or something like that using my photo and trying to pretend that they were me. And then I was getting all these invoices and stuff, or they were using that to purchase things or whatever they were trying to do, because I was getting all these fake invoices that I purchased this and that. Well, what they don't know is that I reported it to the government fraud services. And because that can affect my business. So I reported all of those things and sent all of those to the government for it. And I spoke to someone about it. And so what the next step, what I did is just remove my business from Facebook. And I made it clear that if they continue doing this, they're going to get themselves arrested and locked up, because, they are the government, fraud department is already on top of this. And these are the things that people do when you change your life. Like when you set boundaries, you want to heal, and you don't want to be part of drama and negativity. And so what they're doing is, catching themselves up into a situation where they're not going to be able to get out of. And I'm just using that example because the old Lisa would not go to the extremes that I do today to protect what's mine. I would just be complaining about it, whatever. No, I go that extra step because we're talking about my name, my reputation, my business, because I don't want you in my life. I don't want you in my life because you're toxic. And I set boundaries and they don't want the boundaries. So that's not my problem. That sounds like an OPP, other people's problems. And, if we all have a choice whether we want to heal or whether we want to stay toxic. Some people don't like to do the work. Some people want things quick in their life, like money and stuff. They don't want to go to work. They want it quick, like a microwave, and do some underhanded things to gain, money. And I don't want that around me. I don't want that in my life. And so, so I had situation like that, and so I had to spend time today as well as over the weekend taking care of that because you're not messing up anything in my life. And I had to spend time taking care of that and sending all those things to the government for it. And remember that I talked about in prior emails, I spoke about, as a metaphor, carrying a ton of bricks and walking up a hill, and how it's so burdensome, and it makes you feel weighed down. And then when you throw those bricks off your back, you can walk lightly. Well, those bricks I refer to in a metaphor as toxicity, and people who want to stay attached to you so they can bring negativity to your life. That's when I transmute that energy to God. I go into meditation and prayer. And one of the ways I do that is I sit and I talk to God and have these conversations. I also make vows that I keep, and God honors those. And when God honors those vows and you're helping other people to change their life for the better, and someone's trying to interfere with that because they don't want to see you grow, heal, and evolve, then God gets in the middle of it. It's like, guys, if you ever had a student loan, right? um, and you're in college and you graduated, et cetera, and you have a student loan. Many times throughout the duration of that loan, the loan may get sold to another vendor. It's just like, let's say you have, and now the payments that you make is no longer going to vendor A, it's going to vendor B because it was sold to vendor B, right? So it no longer is with you. So the point I'm trying to make is with the toxicity and negativity that people may be sending your way, I transmute that and give it to God. And it's like taking those ton of bricks and saying, God, this is too much to bear. I'm giving it to you. Now those bricks and all of that is with God. So when people throw these things at you, they're actually throwing it at God because you no longer carrying those things because you gave it to God because it was too burdensome for you to carry. Now they shooting their shot at God. What you think's gonna happen, guys? Come on. This is why it's not working. This is why what they're trying to do is no longer working. And that's what I do. And I stay in prayer, stay close to God. You don't have to be religious, you don't have to be any of that to have a relationship with God. And I'm talking from personal experience, because I get tired of the toxicity and I don't want it. Peace, like I said, is better. And what I also do is embrace new beginnings, people who are going to bring good to my life, enhance it. Even when it comes to dating or just having friends, if it's not for your highest good, if it's not enhancing your life, if it's going to bring hell to it, I shut the door to it because, like I said, I'm on this path and journey to heal and to help others to do the same. Love yourself enough to know, people, that you don't deserve any form of toxicity. And I'm not talking about having an argument here and there or a disagreement with someone. I'm talking about someone who just hell bent on bringing toxicity and drama to your life because they think that's what you deserve. And I'm going to talk from another perspective, and this may be a little sensitive, but I'm going to bring it out there. And as a person of color, and some people don't want to see you thrive, they want to see you be a negative stereotype. And I've never been any of that. And when someone's trying to put negativity in your path, saying you're doing things that you would never do because they are on a hate train. And then I give those things to God because there's no justifiable cause for it except for envy, jealousy, and hate, which are traits of the wicked. It doesn't come from God. And if I am doing the wrong thing, yeah, I'm going to get it from God more so than anybody else probably because of the vows I make and the things that I do. But I'm imperfect like everybody else. But when someone is trying to set you up for failure because they don't want to see you grow, evolve, and heal, that's huge. And like I said, I give those things to God and let Him deal with those things so that I can stay on a path, so that I can continue to heal and to be at peace and to help other people to do the same. Because none of this is easy. But if we all come together in unison to do this, then, we can all be powerful together because Peace is better than be broken down, busted, and disgusted. And we should never allow anyone to put us in that situation or to keep us in that situation. You know, when you start to heal, you start to learn how to love yourself. You find ways, creative ways to keep your peace, to be at peace and to keep your peace. And just because someone shares DNA with you, if they're toxic and bringing drama and all types of hell to your life, you don't have to entertain that. You know, I have a sibling that don't want to work, one of my siblings, and always would come to me to get money, to need a place to stay. And the old version of myself used to say, well, you know, this is my sibling. I have to do this because it's family. The least I am today is not doing any of that. I don't care about it. It's your problem. It's an OPP. Just because we share the last name or DNA, I'm not responsible for you. You're an adult. You're responsible for yourself. And sometimes people don't want to take care of themselves. They want other people's money, other people's live with other people. They don't want to work. And I'm not responsible for that. And neither are you. You know, if you have people like that around you, you know, they have to be responsible for themselves. And that's what I was dealing with a lot in the past. And I just set boundaries. And they don't like the boundaries, but that's not my problem because I'm on the path to heal. You know, and I'm embracing new people, new beginnings, you know, people who are uplifting. You know, it's important to have people in your life who can support you. And when I say support you, you know, we all have days where we just feel like we can't get up, we can't do this, or due to grief or due to whatever's going on. If you have uplifting friends and people around you, they can help you, you know. And I don't mean money wise or anything, just support you by encouraging you to keep moving forward. I got your back. You know, people like that are people that I'm gravitating to, and not people who have the hand out for, you know, to take something because they don't want to do the work. They don't want to heal. They just want to get what they can get now, quick, like a microwave, instead of doing the work because they feel the work is too hard. Yes, excuse me, guys, it is hard, but it is worth it because at the end, you're going to grow from everything that you've gone through. Like I said, everything in life is for a reason, a season, a lifetime, or a lesson. And when you grow from these lessons, you put yourself in a position to help somebody else who is in despair and who are close to hopelessness. You can help that person. You can lift them up and show them ways that they can get out of these situations. And the first step, you know, for me was to set boundaries. And then everything else starts to fall together. It's like, guys, have you ever had a big box of puzzles that have all these pieces in it? When you open that box, you don't know what that picture is going to be like until you start putting those pieces together. And as you continue to put piece by piece together, you start to see the background of the picture and what it's going to be. Oh, that's a tree with a bear underneath it or something. And you start to continue to put the pieces together until you finish it and you see what it is. You know, it's just like getting on this journey to heal. You don't know what to expect. You don't know what's going to happen, but you trust God and you keep going and you keep setting boundaries. You know, and I found what was very helpful is what my therapist told me: do a pro and con list of people in your life. And if the cons outweigh the pros, then I would suggest set boundaries so that you can continue to take care of yourself. It's so important, people, because without your physical and mental health, you can't help yourself or anybody else. And the things that I can't do, I turn to God. I give those bricks to Him and let Him carry them so that I can stay on the path to heal. Because if I'm distracted with all this negativity and toxicity, then I'm being distracted and taking off my path to heal. And that's another reason why I make vows to God, because as I do that and keep them, it doesn't have to be anything big, just things that I know that I can get done. And I do that. And when God sees that and He see I'm in an upright and somebody's trying to throw a monkey wrench into that, I give those bricks to Him and He takes care of it, you know, and on and again. You know, one day at a time, one brick at a time. Remember, nothing venture is nothing gain. And you can't You have to wear strong armor. You can't care about what these people feel, especially those who are, want to bring negativity to your life. And it was very difficult to cut these people off in situations. But when I did that list and I saw that I was being subservient and being taken advantage of, I started setting those boundaries. And it's difficult and things, but now things get a little bit easier as I continue to do this over and over again. I have days, difficult days as well, guys. Like I tell you, everyone who watched me, that Sunday evening is very hard for me because I that was the time that I would spend talking to my mother, and she's not here anymore, but I work my way through it. I find things to do that uplift my spirit. And sometimes that's not easy. Surround yourself with people who want to see you win, who want to see you grow, and they will encourage you, and keep showing up to this channel. Let's talk about different ways that we can help other people as well as helping ourselves. Because as you do that and encourage other people, you're helping yourself too with your own situations. And then we all can help one another. Another thing I want to say before I end this video today is that sometimes also when you're independent, right? And you are making boundaries and doing things to better your life. Sometimes you have people who traditionally think as a woman that you should be subservient in a subservient situation, etc. But when you're a person who's been through hell, and I mean the worst kind of hell, and God lift you up from that, then you have a purpose to help other people. And if you survive the hell that most people can't, and you have a purpose to help other people so that they can, uplift themselves from these difficult and negative situations. You don't have time to worry about, oh, you're a woman and you're supposed to stay in your place as a woman. When you are going through trials and tribulations, and you've gone through the worst kind of hell, and God bring you out of that, then for me, it is my purpose to help other people and show them ways to get out of it. Because I've lost people to suicide because they couldn't deal with the despair and the things that they were going through. And if I can come on here and help people, and show them that they don't have to stay stuck and stagnated, and it help them to improve their life, then I've done a lot just with that. And it helps me as well. So keep in mind, when you do little things to help other people, it helps you too. That's the message today. Share it with other people, invite them to this channel, and let's keep lifting each other up. And one day you're going to experience that inner peace that you deserve as you heal, instead of being broken down into pieces. That's the message today. Thank you all for being here. I'll be back tomorrow. Not sure what time, but please subscribe to the channel so that you will always know when I'm here, so that you can join me. Thank you all, and you guys have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.